Guys, welcome to the part 2. So then let's see, you guys go and watch the part 1 so that you understand the part 2 better. So let's see what we're going to learn now. A number of different species in an area makes up a biodiversity. And see all these species, you see, all these species only make one biodiversity. And then biodiversity has both economic and ecological value, and human activities lead to increase of loss of biodiversity. See, you can see that there are these many plants, there are these many insects, but human activity is leading to the loss of this biodiversity, the decrease of these species. Okay, so what does the graphic or what does the picture represent in the previous page, which is this one? What does this tell you guys? This is a note of how many plants are there and how many animals are there, and which are decreasing and stuff. So a graphic in the previous page represents the biodiversity on earth. Biodiversity is the number of different species that inhabit in an area. So in a particular area, how many ever fungi are there, how many ever plants are there, how many ever particular insects are there, how many ever other animals are there, how many viruses are there, everything will be in this thing, and it's called as a biodiversity. So the number of new life forms keep on increasing as scientists discover new species every day. On the other hand, many species have become extinct even before they have been discovered, and human activity is one of the main reasons because of the loss of biodiversity these days. As the result, protecting is one of the leading environment challenges today. So what they're telling is, because of there are more of human activities which are like hunting these plants, hunting these, eating these, and doing all these, taking a lot of our biodiversity, or our it's like becoming a decrease in, and it's a challenge for us to protect the leading environment changes today. We have to protect our biodiversity and make our city how it was. Yes, so ecosystems are built in the foundation of biodiversity. What do we see about ecosystem? If we had seen the previous video, what is ecosystem? Ecosystem is considering the bush, the leaves, and the fruit here, the plant, the leaves, the root, everything, every single thing matters in an ecosystem. And there are species that play a critical role in maintaining our ecosystem, and these are called as the keystone species. These are the species that impact the survival of many other species. The disappearance of a keystone may cause an ecosystem to collapse. Seriously, let me show you guys. So as you guys can see here, this is the food chain, and if the producer, which is this thing, if this thing is not there, all these will become extinct soon, or sooner. This will all become extinct if this one thing is not there, because this is the producer. From this will come from this will come, this will eat on this. So if this is not there, which will this eat? And if this is not there, this won't be there, because this feeds on this. I know you get it. Coming to a very important part, the Bengal tiger. So this species is found in the mangrove forest of India, and it is known as the keystone species. And at the top of the food chain, it is the species of tiger that play a vital role in maintaining the rich biodiversity and ecosystem. A study by the World Wildlife Fund, which is also called as WWF, found that protecting tiger can save up nearly 25,000 acres of forest. Can you believe that? You have to, this tiger was nearly going to extinct, but because because of something called as the red book, which we know the value of how many species are there, and if it's going to be extinct, or if this is going to be extinct, or how it's going to be. So because of that, we will save this, and the tigers are much more higher in number than before. So a thing to remember is, addition to biodiversity has an ecological value and an economical value too. So the different species of plants, animals, and other organisms provide us with food and raw materials for clothing, medicines, and just for food for us to consume, and many industrial products, and wildlife tours. We all go to zoos, and sometimes they even take us in a jeep where we all go and see the animals like wandering around us. And then our survival depends on the ecosystem that depend on the biodiversity. I hope you guys got that. Here y'all can see that the number of different species in an area is known as biodiversity. A dash species influence the survival of other species in an ecosystem. The answer is, guess. It's called as a keystone. The main species, like the producer, which is, if there is no grass, there will be no eating consumers of grass, and there is no consumers of grass, there will be no consumers of the consumers that eat grass. You get that right? Yeah. So yep. So as you guys can see here, you have three of them here, and it's, what do they three have in common? Moa and woolly mammoth and the passenger pigeon. What do they have in common? Guess. Want me to tell you something? Very heartbreaking that woolly mammoth, moa, and passenger pigeon are not here anymore. They are extinct. When all the members of the species have disappeared on Earth, they are said to be extinct. Extinction may happen naturally, or it may happen due to human activities over time. For the woolly mammoth, they would use to cut their trunks of the woolly mammoth, and then they use it for fancy stuff, and that is very costly and very expensive. And they, however, the woolly mammoth would die when they, do it. It's literally, so it's not even for thousands of years. It extends thousands of years. And the natural cause of life on species like the dinosaurs, the dodos, once inhabited on Earth, and now they are not there anymore, or they are extinct. However, they last believe that they are believed that because of the human activities, they are said to be extinct. Okay, what is a threatened species? Threatened species is nothing but they are literally the endangered of, they are so vulnerable species, but they can get extinct. They are in the endangered, the peak of extinction, so they have to be reproduced, and they have to get more in numbers so that they won't get extinct. Yep. There is something called as the red data book. In that book, there will be all the animals and even plants, which for the plants it's something called as green data book. In the green data book, you can see the plants that are going to be extinct, or that are in a good condition, where there are sufficient kind of plants of them, which are like Dantine, they are sufficient amount. But the plants that are extinct, everything will be in a noted way, so that they can know that if this plant is getting endangered, we have to plant more of these and save these plants. Yep. So what do you see in these images, which is the black rhino, blue whale, and the polar bear? What can you see? All of the above species are in danger. They are going to get extinct. How do we, save them? How do we conserve them? What can we do? What can we do? So in the International Union of Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, also called as the IUCN, is the international organization that works for the biodiversity and conservation of animals. And it evaluated literally thousands of species on Earth, and which came up in a comprehensive list of species. The risk of becoming extinct, this is called as the red list. The red list is they are in the verge of being extinct, and the list categories are all evaluated in the species in 9 different groups. Let's see what they are. Guys, this is just examples. You can see woolly mammoth, moa, they are just not there anymore. They are extinct. You all can see that it's red mark. It is already extinct. And extinct in the wild, which are the Panamanian gold frog and Walke's horse. I don't know if I'm even telling that right. And Guam rail. These species live on the only capacity of the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries and more. They are being protected right now in wildlife sanctuaries and more. Yeah, and the the California condor and black rhino and the mountain gorilla, and they are critically endangered. They are in the verge of being the verge of being endangered. They're in the most, they have to be really conserved, and the species that are in the extreme high risk of becoming extinct and in the immediate future, and then which are normally endangered, which they can be saved. So they are like the brown kiwi, the green sea turtle, and the blue whale. They can become extinct in the near future if we don't save them now. And then vulnerable, we have enough of them, but they can still be extinct, or they can become endangered. They can't become extinct, they can become endangered. And endangered, if you don't care that also, they can become critically endangered. If you don't care that also, they can become in the verge of being extinction. If you don't care that also, they can become extinct, like dodo, dinosaur, and many of them. Yeah, so vulnerable means they can become extinct, which is the lion, African elephant, polar bear, and the near threatened. And you have seen that the vulnerable are these, and then the near threatened that can be threatened in the future are called as are few examples are albacore tuna, African elephant, and monarch butterfly. They can become vulnerable in the future. And then the least concern, we just don't even concern them, and they are good in the species amount, which are the grey wolf, or the bald eagle, and bottlenose dolphin, and all them are in good in that are species that are unlikely to become extinct in the near future. So that's it for today's video, you guys, and there will be a part 3 for this in this lesson, so make sure you stay tuned for that too. And okay, y'all can do these questions and tell the answers for it. Yeah. So the answers for this species is called dash. If all the members of all the kinds of the species are disappeared, it's called as extinct. They are totally not there anymore, like the dodo or the dinosaur and stuff. And a blue whale is an endangered species. It's near in the danger. And African elephant is a vulnerable. This can be in the verge of being endangered. So that's all for today's video. Make sure like, share, and subscribe for more. And the part 3 will be there, so make sure you go and watch that. Bye.